which he hopes will continue here in game number 4. Coach Ato also applauded their defensive rotation in game 3, saying they finally figured out Talk and Text offense. For game 4, Coach Ato knows that the Tropang Texers will make adjustments. However, his biggest concern is still to slow down the backcourt of Talk and Text, especially Jimmy Alapag, Jason Castro, and the comebacking Ryan Reyes, who Coach Ato expects will be playing inspired basketball. Miko and Jason?
And this game is underway. Welcome to game number 4 of the PBA Philippine Cup Finals. Lamang po ang Talk and Text in the series, 2-1. But as Ato Agustin reminded everyone, the pressure now is on Talk and Text. Rafael De Ocampo, nice move at the post. That's a goaltending violation laban kay Jay Washington.
One of the things worth noting as well, Miko, is game number 3. Gaya na sinabi ni Coach Ryan kanina, San Miguel had an emotional edge. Now that Ryan came back, would you say, or you can say siguro na ang Talk and Text ngayon, now they have an emotional edge because they have someone coming back with all that emotion being all fired up coming back for this game.
One way to find out is kung ano ang magiging takbo ng laro dito sa first half. As Dillinger flies and misses. Altiveros with a rebound. You know, one thing to note back in game number 3 was the pace of the game, Jason. Ang bilis ng pace. Opening quarter, second quarter, it just went by like a blur.
And that's because of the good defense that was happening in that game. Good flow to that game.
Good challenge there by Dillinger. Now, Dillinger has actually been giving Arwin Santos fits in this series.
The reason he can do that, Miko, is because Jared Dillinger, almost the same size as Arwin Santos, and also, as you can say, very close athletically to Arwin.
Bola na kay Dillinger, hounded by Washington. Lots of time to shoot. Ranadel over Danny I. And the rebound ends up with Paul Artadi. So Paul Artadi and Daniel Defonso starting for San Miguel for the second straight game. Artadi gets away! And a tip-in is good for Daniel Defonso.
That's why Paul Artadi is in the game. You want him to push that basketball and at least try to make Talk and Text think that San Miguel is going to be pounding that ball forward.
Tabla tayo, 2 apiece. Bola na kay Dillinger. Shot clock down to 10. Ranadel pinasa kay Ryan Reyes for 3. My thinking is that Ryan does not have jet lag because he was only there for a couple of days. A spinner, Paul Artadi, and he celebrates.
Second time around, Talk and Text not really thinking that Paul Artadi is going to attack their defense. Paul Artadi doing the right thing right here. He sees it's a one-on-one situation, realizes he can break down Jimmy. Jimmy fouls at the last second. Paul Artadi gets another 2 points. So 4 quick points para kay Paul Artadi, looking for his 5th. But a warning, when the last 2 times that Paul Artadi went down, it was almost a 2-on-4 situation and a 1-on-3 situation. A couple of San Miguel players not going down on offense quick enough.
And still on Artadi, he had 6 points in the opening quarter of Game 3. I mean, that speaks about setting a tempo, setting a pace para dito sa Beermen.
At alam mo, bonus yun Miko. Because obviously for Paul Artadi, you want him to set the pace and the tempo defensively. If he gets those baskets, that means that at least hindi siya nagiging liability defensively. And I remember in that game, he was even hitting outside shots.
But Dillinger has been the active participant dito sa opening quarter. And his career has been very interesting. Pagpasok niya sa PBS, Arwin Santos gets called for a foul. Remember, kinuha kagad yan ni Coach Yeng Giao for the national team. And it speaks volumes about not just his potential, but currently what he can do for any team that he plays for, whether it's Talk and Text, whether it's for Chot Reyes or for the national head coach.
Potential and the athletic ability all there pag tinignan mo si Jared Dillinger. But the question is always going to be if or when he's going to be able to put it all together and be able to live up to those expectations.
Yung makikita mo yung hinog na laro pang PBA kumbaga. Meantime, bola na kay Ontiveros, swings it inside. Arwin, yun. I thought he was going to get away with a traveling violation. Para nagkaroon siya, 720-degree turn.
Kasi si Spider-Man, di kaya yun. Diba?
That's a push. And there's the Artadi effect. At pangalawa na yan, laban kay Jimmy Alapag.
And again, that move of putting Paul Artadi as a starter paying dividends para kay Coach Ato Agustin. Jimmy Alapag forced to sit out because of personal foul problems with only 2.5 minutes gone by.
So, obligado na si Coach Chon Reyes na ipasok si Jason Castro, who's hoping to have a bigger game, a better game, dito sa game number 4. Unang personal foul laban kay Dillinger. Napakahirap naman talaga ng kanyang assignment dito sa ball game, trying to shadow Arwin Santos. Meantime, here's Artadi. Artadi and now Danny I against Ranadel De Ocampo. Shot clock down to 6. Danny I handoff. Artadi fires with so much confidence, but won't sink the shot. Meantime, here's Castro. First touch on the basketball. De Ocampo fires again. Misses it completely.
Shots of Talk and Text not close so far in this game.
We're still tied at 4 apiece. And a turnover here. Look at Castro. Castro steps on the gas. Ontiveros getting chased. Castro trying to be creative. No go. And there's a loose ball. Oh, wait a minute. A jump ball. A jump ball here between Artadi and Dillinger.
Going back to Jared Dillinger, you can say that maybe he hasn't lived up to his full potential yet. But in this game, the one thing that you can see after this miss by Jason Castro, Jared Dillinger from nowhere, not giving up on the play. He's the type of guy that gives you energy.
We'll do a sequel. So it's Dillinger Artadi Part 2. At bola ng Talkie Text, 8:43 remaining in the opening quarter. We go to the right side. De Ocampo really trying to maximize that matchup. Ryan Reyes. Oh, look out. Ryan Reyes and Paul Artadi. And Artadi telling Ryan Reyes, better watch what you're doing.
And for Ryan Reyes, it was that's going to be a tough call. Could have been an offensive foul right there, but
extracurricular pa.
Extra motion on the part of Paul Artadi though. But tough call right there on Artadi.
Here's Dillinger from the corner. Good challenge by Washington. Oh, Arwin Santos could not secure the rebound. So bola pa rin ang Talk and Text. Meron po silang bagong shot clock. We're still tied at 4 apiece. So Alex Cabangton is now in the game, replacing Artadi. And I think these two teams are picking up from where they left off towards the end of game number 3. Maalala nyo, bumugo ang noon ni Sunday Salvacion. Danny S. got injured. Some tough fouls given up in the latter part of that game. Hindi nakakalimutan yan, Jason.
And I think of all the games so far in the series, this will be the most physical one because of those things that happened at the end of that game. It would be critical to see how teams react, but at the same time, not overreact.
8 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Cabangton drives and there's a foul inside.
And very different from what we were talking about earlier, how in game number 3, there was so much flow in that game. Nakikita natin sa larong ito, ang dami namang natatawag na foul, very physical, and both teams not allowing the opponent to get an inch.
Basket is good for Danny Ildefonso for his first 2 points. 4 points already tonight. And now San Miguel up by 2. Dillinger with a hop. Dillinger needs help. When the defense forces you to hesitate, dyan nagsisimula ang problema ng isang player.
And I think when you look at the defense of San Miguel right now, they're really sticking to what they know in terms of what the scouting report is. They're being a little bit more disciplined. That's why nahihirapan ngayon yung Talk and Text.
Approaching the 7-minute mark of the opening quarter. Castro coming off the bench to replace Alapag. Castro pinasa kay Dillinger. Dillinger over to Ryan Reyes. Shot clock down to 5. De Ocampo fires a 3. Under pressure. That's a 2-pointer for Ranidel De Ocampo.
The Talking Tex needed that shot. Their offense has not been clicking so far in this game. What is strange is the hardest outside shot was actually the one that they made.
Here's Kabakdot. Will place Paul Artadi. Daniel Difonso. Will he return the favor here? Shot clock down to 6. Bola na kay Kabakdot. Kabakdot, anong gagawin? Binalik kay Danny Ai. Entry pass na tapik and it's a turnover. Here comes Ryan Reyes. Ryan Reyes nakababalik lang from the States. A cross-court pass. Dillinger. Dillinger against Don Don. Dillinger spins. Open shot. Ranidel. No go. They're not making the open shot. They're making the shots that are challenged. At timeout muna tayo again, just like Game 3. Ang bilis ng mga pangyayari dito sa opening quarter of Game 4. We'll be back after this.
He makes it, he's for sure tired and sleepy for Sunday. My thinking is we gotta win it with this group and not rely on Ryan on Sunday.
Well, Chot is saying they won't rely on Ryan, but they still have to use him and see what he can contribute. And he's still on the floor. He started this game as Arwin Santos connects for his first basket.
You know, when you look at this Talking Tex team, they're not one team that would rely on one single person. When Ryan Reyes comes back, he becomes part of the whole, which has been their style. They work as a team, and when Ryan Reyes is there, he makes that team better.
There's Ryan Reyes. Nababalik lang mula sa Estados Unidos. Went back home sa kanyang pamilya sa California para ilibing ang kanyang mas batang kapatid. Just only 2 years apart. He was very close to Raymond Reyes. You can imagine how heartbroken he is right now. Now, ito na si Jason Castro. Castro still has the ball. Castro tried to split the defense. Castro's been a non-factor so far in this game. Arwin Santos, no! Bitin, and with that time, he takes care of business. Meron na siyang 4 na puntos.
That's the thing with Arwin Santos, one of the best rebounders on the second jump. So the moment he shoots, you gotta put a body on him because he likes to crash the offensive boards.
Alipik now in the ball game para sa Talking Tex. And here's Castro off the glass.
That's a big basket for Jason Castro's confidence. You might be saying, bakit niya kailangan pa ng kumpiyansa? Ang ganda ng nilalaro niya. But in San Miguel's eyes, they did a good job on him in the game number 3.
Here's the man with something to prove, with a lot to prove really against his former team. A team that apparently felt that he was not going to be part of their long-term plans. Yan ang Talking Tex, and Washington connects with a 3. Meantime, here's Ryan Reyes. Reyes goes inside. A lot of white shirts there, but not a problem.
That timeout working wonders actually, not only for San Miguel, also for Talking Tex, that allowed their players to be able to get their minds back into the game. You can see the flow of the offense much better for both teams after that timeout.
2-point game para sa San Miguel. Shot clock down to 8. Magmamadali na si Kabagdon. Kabagdon, pinasa kay Danny Ai. Ildefonso inside the top angle para kay Washington. And Washington very fortunate to pick up a foul there on Kelly Williams. At pangalawa na yan, laban kay Kelly Williams na up to this point is still wrestling with foul trouble issues magmula pa nung BMEG series.
Not only foul trouble issues, just issues in his game altogether. Kelly Williams only shooting 46% from the free throw line in this finals. Miko is only averaging 5 points and 4.7 rebounds a game. That is not MVP standard.
I mean, I don't know, Jason, if you can make a contention na magmula na bumalik si Kelly from that Gilas stint, he hasn't gotten back into some sort of concrete flow, as a PBA player.
But you can say that, and you're always going to have to look for answers when you have a guy of that quality not coming up to the standards that you want him to play at. But bottom line, when you're that caliber, you have to come out playing in the finals.
So, apat nakabante na San Miguel, 14-10, under 4 minutes remaining sa opening quarter. Joseph Yeo now in the game for the Beermen, kasama si Cabalnot. Washington, Dorian Peña also in with Arwin Santos.
good help on the part of Ali Peak after that screen roll situation. Ali Peak staying in the middle, forcing Jay Washington to change his shot.
Harvey carry. Aban. Castro wanted the ball. Shot clock down to 8. And Ali Peak will now operate. Double team on Ali Peak. Gives the ball up. Shot clock down to 4. Castro slips. They are making life hard for Jason Castro, aren't they?
Pati yung sahig, pinapahirapan siya. That's just bad luck right there. Obviously a slick spot and he hit it.
Washington turns around and he was open at the post. And Jay Washington now with 6 points at anim ang abante ng San Miguel Beermen. 16-10, 2:47 remaining in the opening quarter. Pinapanood ang game number 4 of the PBA Philippine Cup Finals live on Solar TV. Let's go to Gino Rufino.
On the top of the coverage, you guys, we're talking about the production of Jay Wash in this series. In the first 2 games, both losses, he averaged 17 points but only 5 boards. In Game 3, the lone San Miguel win, Jay Wash finished with 10 points, 15 boards, and 2 blocks. Now, before tip-off, I was able to catch up with him, and he said that the Tropang Texers have been keying in on him defensively, so he feels that he needs to concentrate more on other things like rebounding, playing defense, and getting his teammates involved. Basically, anything his team needs to win. Miko and Jason?
Muli po si Gino, nakabantay siya sa kampo ng San Miguel. So lahat po ng kaganapan sa kanilang bench, Gino will make sure to report on those things. So Joseph Yo fires. Dorian Peña with an offensive rebound. Washington hang time.
In this game, Miko, San Miguel getting a huge advantage in crashing the boards. Already the 3rd offensive rebound and the 3rd time that they've scored after that offensive rebound. Dorian Peña unable to get boxed out by Larry for the share, and Jay Washington just using his God-given talent of staying up much longer than everyone else in the air.
I'm not sure if you can actually develop hang time. Is that actually possible? Parang it's either you have it or you don't.
Pero pag malaki chan mo, sigurado mo.
Aray ko.
Mabilis ang bagsak.
Aray. Pusina naman tayo dyan. And Carey connects. Harvey Carey still trying to bring back that monster games that he had in the elimination round. Samantala 5 ang abante ng San Miguel. Here comes Washington. A cut by Yo. Could not retrieve that pass. Maybe spacing might not have been ideal in that situation. Now here's Castro. Larry has the ball. Larry against Yo. Shot clock down to 14. Fonacer. Fonacer cannot wiggle free. Castro to Peak. Ali Peak, who has played with quite efficiency in this series, is double team. He turns around. Blocked by Peña. Peña loved that. Loved that block. Ito na si Yo. Time down to 1:12 dito sa opening quarter. Yo. Moving. Passing. Kabagnod. Kabagnod has the ball. Here's Arwin Santos for 3. And another offensive rebound for Dorian Peña.
And again, that screen roll situation at the top, Tokentex having a hard time being able to stop that because the big guys are getting open looks from the outside. And speaking of shooting from the outside,
Kabagnod for a 3 at may pabaon pa. Ha? Tinignan ng matagal si Jason Castro after connecting. And there's Kabagnod with an interception on a Castro pass. Here's Kabagnod. Remember, just hit a 3-pointer. Salvacion now in the game para sa San Miguel. Battle inside Ali Peak. Tinulak si Dorian Peña. And I think Ali Peak is the only human being
that can push
capable of pushing Dorian Peña.
Right now, if you're Coach Ato Agustin, you are loving what is happening because when you're looking at matchups, you are winning matchups on the floor. When you're looking at Dorian Peña against Ali Peak, Dorian Peña at this point outplaying Ali Peak. When you look at the guards earlier, Paul Artadi outplayed Jimmy Alapag in the beginning. Like Alex Cabagnot outplayed Jason Castro. So when you look at man-to-man in terms of the individual matchups, panalo ka na. Pag tinignan mo pa yung score, meron kang 8-point lead.
But Peña could not deliver from the foul line. And nevertheless, lamang pa rin ang San Miguel, 22-14. Time running out dito sa opening quarter. Here's Fonacer on the right side. Shot clock down to 12. Ryan Reyes laban kay Sunday Salvacion. Shot clock down to 6. Harvey Carey attacks. Bump by Peña. Basket is good.
If there's one good sign para sa Tropang Texters, it's the first quarter of this guy on your screens right now. Harvey Carey has taken his third shot. This one was the closest one. Yung unang dalawa, jump shot sa malayo. He makes this. He's already got 6 points. This is a guy that's been like a book under your bed that is overdue. Na kailangan isulit sa library. Ganun ka overdue na tong si Harvey Carey.
What kind of books do you have under your bed? Sports books, ha?
Sports books.
Yeah.
Sa library. Hindi magazine. Magazine yun sa'yo eh.
Oh, sports magazine. Oh, yung Bowler magazine. Yan.
Yan, oh.
Yan nasa ilalim ng kama natin. Oh, 5 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. 3 seconds remaining. Joseph Yo with a long three. Was straight but short. And there's another offensive rebound. And with 0.1 of a second remaining. Ito na naman tayo, Jason. Ito na naman tayo, Jason, with the mga 0.1. So there was a loose ball foul on Larry Fonacer. Lucky break here para sa San Miguel, but again, it goes back to that effort getting those offensive rebounds.
Offensive rebounds count right now. 5 para sa San Miguel. Iisa lamang para dito sa Talk and Text. And usually, when you talk about rebound, and especially on the offensive end, the one thing that you're talking about is effort, and that seems to be the thing that's driving San Miguel at the moment.
So with that free throw by Arwin Santos, lamang po San Miguel, 23-17 at the end of a frenetic opening quarter. This game started with Jay Washington winning the Best Player of the Conference award, and he promptly leads San Miguel to winning the first quarter as of the moment, 23-17. Game 4 continues after these. Game number 4 coverage. At ngayon, kakusapin natin si Coach Ryan. Coach Ryan, again, another fast-paced game dito sa Game 4, just like Game 3. Is that really the battle plan if you're San Miguel?
Well, definitely the tempo, even if it's just a even if it is a fast tempo game, it definitely favors San Miguel for the simple reason that Tocatex could not get the running game going. I don't think they scored on fast breaks. They cannot get their penetration going. They're relegated into being a perimeter shooting team. Thanks to Harvey Carey, that's the only reason why they kept the game close. So for San Miguel's defense to really stay, they must make sure that the defense sits in the paint, wait for Tocatex to hit their mark from the outside, and when they do that, it's time for them to adjust. But so far, so good as far as the defense of San Miguel is concerned.
Maraming salamat, Coach Ryan Gregorio, part of our second panel. And yan, para lahat po ng point of view, mako-cover natin for this game. Meantime, nagsimula na ang second quarter. San Miguel on top here, and here comes Sunday Salvacion for 3.
San Miguel with their own version of a drive and kick. More importantly, credit Dorian Peña for an excellent screen getting Sunday Salvacion open.
Remember, Sunday Salvacion did not take, or was not able to take a single attempt in game number 1, and now he is becoming a factor in this series. There's Sunday Salvacion. Nakita nyo, dumugo ang noo niyan at the end of game number 3. So, I'm sure may gigil din si Sunday heading into this game. At biglang lumayo na San Miguel dito, 28-17. And a nice spin by Ranadel de Ocampo.
Tocatex playing with 3 guards right now, trying to open up things and trying to force itong San Miguel to open up their defense as well by having 3 shooters on the floor at the same time.
Here's Artadi, starting point guard for tonight. And miscue there by the Beermen. Narinig natin si Coach Ryan. Sabi ni Coach Ryan, a fast-paced game actually favors San Miguel at this point. And when you think about the first 2 games of this series, hindi mo akalain that that masasabi natin na a fast-paced game will favor San Miguel when you look at the first two games.
But when he said that, he also said it's a fast-paced game, but it's a fast-paced game that's working in favor of San Miguel because Talk and Text has been forced to inbound the ball almost at every opportunity. Remember, San Miguel scored 23 points in that first quarter, most of which came in the last 6 minutes. So in those last 6 minutes, panay inbound sa ilalim ng goal ang ginagawa ng Talk and Text. Hindi sila makatakbo dahil wala sila mga rebound.
And Artadi will miss. And remember, in the first two games, bawat mintis ng San Miguel halos nagiging fast break ng Talk and Text with the offensive rebounding of San Miguel. It's not happening. Meantime, tapigan ang bola. Here comes Ranidel. Ryan Reyes goes in and he is fouled. The foul is on Sunday Salvacion. Okay, alamin natin ang pinakahuling balita sa Talking Text. Patricia?
Energy, hunger, and urgency. These were the words written on the board in the Talking Text locker room. Coach Trot says this game will be difficult, and they did expect San Miguel to come out hard with their momentum. That's why it was critical for them to find out about Ryan's condition right away, because he is the chief energy guy, hence starting him. Coach Trot told the boys that SMB cannot be hungrier than they are, because the San Miguel Beermen already have 18 titles, and they only have 2, so they should be more famished. Now, the urgent matters that they need to keep a check on in this game is 1, they can't get out-rebounded, 2, they can't because they have to overcome the clogged lanes, and 3, they gotta make their free throws. Miko, Jason?
Salamat, Patricia. We'll take this time out. Back in a moment. Patuloy ang ating live coverage of the PBA Finals, and the man in red, yan ang ating PBA Experience Promo winner, si Alvin Salariosa. He is our barker of the day. Yung sa racket, ha? Hindi ka lang manunod ng libre. Malililig ka pa ng buong Araneta Coliseum, ha? As barker of the day. That was quite an experience for him. Samantala, here's Artadi. They're really good on that shot. And Harvey Carey with the rebound. And a swipe by Artadi. Harvey Carey trying to save the ball. And again, Paul Artadi with those hustle points.
And when you look at Paul Artadi, what you always have to see is how many possessions does he give me and how many possessions does he give away. Another example right there of a possession that he gives back to your team even if he misses that outside shot.
Here's Washington. Washington no-go. Larry Conocer, Jimmy Alapag, Ranadel De Ocampo, Ryan Reyes, and Harvey Carey on the floor for Talking Text. There's that help defense. Ontiveros. Here's Harvey Carey. Harvey Carey goes inside. Oh, that shaded lane is so tight. And Carey no-go. Great defense by San Miguel. Pero bagong shot clock for Talking Text. Here's Carey. Carey picks. Inside Ranadel against Danny I. Ranadel, nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
He traveled. He actually traveled much earlier than that. But the one thing, even though Talking Text did not score in that possession, they will be happy that they finally got a lot of attempts via the offensive rebound, and the spacing much better than it was earlier in this game.
Scored out in 28-22 in favor of San Miguel. Over 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Shot clock down to 10. Arwin Santos is back in this game. Washington, one-on-one. Carey. Foul in the backcourt. By the way, ang ating officials for the night, Jimmy Mariano, Noy Guevara, and our Chief Justice is Noel Kilingen. Si Kabagdot ang tinawagan ng foul in the backcourt. Only his first personal. Alapag, Conocer pulling up. Almost every shot of Talking Text has been challenged by the San Miguel defense. Arwin Santos for 3. There's another offensive rebound for the Beermen. Kabagdot. Danny I. Here's Ranidel. You get that feeling, Jason, that Talking Text, as expected, they will try and keep on pushing the ball. Pero parang San Miguel has been wise to that. Ang bilis na nilang bumaba ngayon, and now they're waiting.
Better transition defense on their part. As well as when you look at Talking Text right now, when things don't go their way, when they have that aggressive style of offense and things don't go their way, sila rin yung nawawala sa... Remember, this is a team that thrives on playing good offensively para mabuhay rin yung depensa nila.
Here's Dillinger showing his ball handling skills. Oh, what a drive by Jared Dillinger!
Jared Dillinger remained on the left side. None of the San Miguel players made him go to his right hand and go to his weaker side. That's why he was able to finish that way.
Apat pa rin na lamang ng San Miguel, 28-24 as we near the halfway mark of the second quarter. Shot clock down to 8. Cabagnot one-on-one against Jimmy. Cabagnot fires, no go. Rebound, Ryan Reyes.
Too many outside shots at this point para sa San Miguel. Nothing going to the basket.
It is Ryan Reyes with a kamikaze drive. No success. Here comes Cabagnot. Cabagnot shaking and baking. Nice pass! An excellent pass for Danny Ildefonso.
Alex Cabagnot finally getting himself in the open court. Seemed like Jimmy tried to give up this foul right here. And right there, keeping his head up to see Danny Ildefonso near the basket.
I mean, that is just A-list point guard play on the part of Alex Cabagnot. And remember, sila yung nag-conspire in that big third quarter run in game number 3.
And you add to that the degree of difficulty of having to see through your hair.
Ayun nga yung agimat niya eh. Alapag, and now Castro. Now Alapag and Castro together on the floor. Dillinger to Castro. Castro back to Dillinger. Shot clock down to 8. Jared Dillinger will miss. Ryan Reyes with the offensive rebound. Jimmy Alapag fakes Dillinger. Castro. Castro again. Castro blocked by Arwin Santos.
Gotta love San Miguel right now if you're Coach Ato Agustin, because your players have remained disciplined even after offensive rebounds on the other end. This is coming out of an offensive rebound. Arwin Santos stays inside. They played some zone defense a while ago, and when they played zone, they played small, or they didn't extend out to the non-shooters.
Here's Castro dancing in the lane. Ali P could not secure the rebound. San Miguel now resorting to a 3-guard lineup with Cabagnot, Ontiveros, and Olsen Rosella playing for the first time. And Arwin Santos and Jay Washington completes the unit. Here's Ryan Reyes for 3. Rebound Ontiveros. When you look at the score, Jason, we are 31-24. It sounds like a first quarter score, but we're more than halfway done quarter number 2.
Actually, Talking Text has had a decent quarter. They finally put some points early, but in the past couple of minutes, especially for San Miguel, they just can't find the hoop. They've been getting good looks, pero wala silang makuhang mga basket or mga puntos in the paint. And same goes for Talking Text, you can say, especially now that they've been trying to shoot from the outside.
Both teams even sa ating rebounding battle. Here's Alapag. Look at that defense by Dondon Ontiveros. That's how you play defense. Really going down on the floor. Alapag trying to find an opening. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but San Miguel's defense in the first half, I mean, you have to give at least a B+ or an A for what they've done to this run-and-gun team.
Anytime you can limit a team like Talking Text to 24 points over 18 minutes gone by in the game, you've done an excellent job.
Now here's Olsen, recipient of such a huge tribute back in game number 3. Washington inside. Siya naman, nakuha niyang Best Player of the Conference Award right before this game. Racela for 3, no go. And there's a loose ball foul. It will go against Cabagnot.
Now, both teams have struggled from the outside in this quarter. Para sa San Miguel, they've only put in 8 points. Talking Text, on the other hand, only 7 points in this quarter. And when you look at Talking Text right now, it's quite evident that they really want to have some movement on the floor because they're playing with 4 small. Jared Dillinger playing that power forward position.
Here's Ali Peak. Marcela. Cabagnot wants to work on Jimmy Alapag here with 10 on the shot clock. Cabagnot posting up. There's the drop step. The help defense by Dillinger. And Talking Tex might have numbers here. Here's Alapag. But San Miguel's transition going down quickly. Ali Peak with nowhere to go. And San Miguel wants to talk things over. Oras na natitira, 4:03 remaining in the second quarter. Ang score natin 31-24 lamang ang San Miguel. This 30-second timeout. Brought to you by Handy Fix, ang first aid ng bahay mo. Bonds all and seals all.
You know, San Miguel almost needed this timeout, not because the Talking Tex is making a run, but rather because they're playing such good defense, but they're unable to execute on the other end. And when you're limiting an offensive team to what they are right now, 24 points on the board, you'd like to see the same effort, if you can, on the offensive end and the proper execution.
Talking Tex, they still lead the series 2-1, but I wonder how true yung sinabi ni Coach Ato. Well, let's get back to that in a while. Here's our Phoenix drive. Tampok si Jared Dillinger was very hyperactive at the start of this game. And whenever you can do that to Dodon Ontiveros, you know you have offensive gifts. Now, going back to what Ato Agustin said at the end of game number 3, that he believes the pressure is now on Talking Tex. And the way Talking Tex is playing tonight certainly seems that way. Denok, all muscle. And there's a tip-in for Arwin Santos.
So again, for Talking Tex, you gotta put bodies on 2 main guys when you're talking about offensive rebounds. Washington at itong si Arwin Santos. Arwin Santos again connected from second chance points.
Jimmy Alapag from the corner. And Kelly Williams is inserted back in this ball game. Williams goes in and he will take 2.
Pag titignan mo ngayon, Miko, yung Talking Tex, halos wala ng big man because even if Kelly Williams is 6'7", he's a guy that plays on the outside. So you'd almost expect Talking Tex to play this very wide, their offense very wide, and try to really use their drive and kick offense.
Yeah, they tried Ranidale's post-up game, which normally works. It's not working tonight. Ali Peak's post-up game normally works, not working tonight.
Those are the things when things are not going well. And like, we can go back to what you were saying about itong si Coach Ato Agustin na sinasabi niya, may pressure sa kabila, kailangan silang manalo. Eh ano pa kaya sasabihin nila ni Coach Ato pag naging 2-2?
Washington, eyeball to eyeball with Kelly Williams. 3:12 remaining deep is the first half. You know Denok will post up Jimmy. Outside, Arwin Santos for 3. Yes, sir!
Jason Castro caught in no man's land. He stayed in the middle, made Jared Dillinger guard 2 defenders. Jared did not know he had to guard 2 guys. Arwin Santos had an open look.
Ito na, pinakamalaking abante ng San Miguel, an 11-point lead. Kelly Williams, look at that, 4 white shirts all around Kelly Williams. And Kelly Williams gets up a loose ball foul. Talking Tex is a run-and-gun team. This is a fast-paced team that likes to put points on the scoreboard, and they only have 25 points so far here in the first half. Okay, we'll take this time out. San Miguel on top, 36-25. Well, the Hornets face the Suns, featuring Jason's favorite player, Vince Carter. Karatatawa. NBA Solar TV. That's happening tomorrow.
Ano yan, 10 years ago?
Slam dunk. In Golden State. 2.5 remaining dito sa first half. Denok Miranda outside. Arwin Santos just hit a 3. Arwin Santos takes another one. No, not that time.
And not a good shot as well. Arwin Santos, probably a heat check right there.
Jimmy Alapag takes a 3. And Talking Tex is wondering, where are we going to get the points in this game? Denok. Drop pass, Arwin. Arwin, no go. Offensive rebound. Denok Miranda. Isn't that the story of this first half?
And the story is just that aggressiveness all throughout, from number 1 to number 5 of San Miguel, trying to get to the basketball, getting quicker to the loose ball, and getting rebounds.
And Denok goes outside Olsen. Under 2 minutes to go in what has been a San Miguel first half. Oh, Washington getting a nice no-look pass from Miranda, and San Miguel is absolutely in business.
Pico, every time itong San Miguel has posted up one of the guards of Talk and Text has been unable to find their man and find the open guys. Second time around, we've seen Denok post up. Second time around, we've seen 2 points para sa kanilang koponan.
We're in the middle of a 30-second timeout brought to you by Handy Fix. Ang first aid ng bahay mo, bonds all and seals all. 15 puntos na po ang abante ng San Miguel Beermen. For the first 2 games of the series, it seemed like Talk and Text was uncatchable with a run-and-gun game. But the fans, all in red. Para tayo nasa meeting di Abanse. Dami nakadilaw, dami nakapula. But the fans in red, they're having such a great time because guys like Denok Miranda coming off the bench, dishing off no-look passes to franchise guys like Jay Washington.
And again, look at that. Just a problem on the rotation defensively. They double at the post. Seemingly at that double, hindi alam na dumoble si Ryan Reyes. Or probably he wasn't even supposed to double.
You know, when Olsen Racela entered the league, I think Larry Funache was just learning how to dribble the ball. I mean, look at this.
Olsen Racela, you look at the way Coach Ato Agustin is using him lately, especially the last 2 games. He plays at the end of the half just to make sure that his team is very poised to end the first half.
Again, the San Miguel guards are really setting the tempo here. Last minute brought to you by Minute to Win It. Another near perfect play between Olsen and Arwin. That's a foul laban kay Ryan Reyes. So 2 free throws para kay Arwin Santos. There's really a problem with the defensive rotation of Talk and Text around the basket.
And you know, when you see a lot of guys pointing to each other and trying to teach the other guy where to go, obviously the communication is not happening on the floor at the moment that the plays are running.
Ryan Reyes steps on the gas and finishes it. But there is color developing here between Ryan Reyes and Don Ontiveros, so babantayan natin yan. Under a minute to play in the first half. Lamang na lamang po ang San Miguel. Good defensive effort by Fornacier. And here's Ranadel de Ocampo. So back-to-back baskets para sa Talk and Text. Perhaps something they can build on when they go into their halftime huddle.
But that's the thing that they can do with these 3 guards and the quickness that they have on the floor. Talking about Talk and Text, they can extend their defense.
7 to shoot. Under 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. Arwin Santos, what will he do? Santos, he'll fire a 3. Off the mark. Here's Alapag. Talk and Text can actually go for the last shot. But Fornacier goes to Reyes and carry 6 straight points for the Tropang Texters.
What a way to finish para sa Talk and Text. They were in a big bind. Right now, they've got a bit of momentum heading into the halftime break.
Dyan po magtatapos ang first half. The San Miguel Beermen hoping to tie the series with another emotional win tonight. They limit Talk and Text to just 31 points. And they lead 42-31. They led by as many as 15 points in this pivotal game, Jason.
And for San Miguel, you know when they have that big run, and they talked about playing good defense, they had both of that. A huge run and a good job of limiting the high-scoring Tropang Texters to only 31.
Patricia?
Jimmy's with me here at courtside, about to talk about how hard it's been for Talk and Text tonight. You guys have been bleeding for points, and more importantly, you guys have been beaten off the boards.
Yeah, that's been the story of the game. Down 11 here at the half. We're going to have to pick it up. Nothing else to say other than we got to pick our game up. Got to get the loose ball, got to get the rebounds. And I know our shots will fall in the second half, but we got to keep it close.
What do you think Coach Trott will be tackling in the locker room?
Same. You know, it's it's 2-1. It's a big game for us. It's a big game for them, and we expected a battle, and right now they're just beating us to all the small plays. So we have to pick it up.
All right, appreciate it. Turn it over now to Gino.
Thank you, Pat. I'm here with the player of the conference, Jay Washington. Jay, before the ball game, you told me that if you disrupt the offense of Talk and Text, it kind of disrupts their defense. How are you guys so successful to do that here in the first half?
Well, we're just sticking to our game plan. Pretty much doing the same thing we did last game. We know they're good at going to the basket, so just trying to make them do something else. See if they're good at that.
Now, you know Talk and Text has a lot of firepower, and they're capable of coming back in the second half. What do you guys need to do in order for them to not do that?
Maybe turn it up a little bit defensively, playing good defense first half, but I think we can tighten up a little bit more. Basically, that's it, man, our defense. That's all we're looking to do is play deep. So.
All right, congratulations on the Player of the Conference Award, and good luck in the second half. Let's turn it over to Miko and Jason.
Salamat Patricia and Gino. Sabi ni Jimmy Alapag, they need to step it up. Sabi ni Jay Washington, they need to keep it up. Story of the first half. We'll be back with more from the Big Dome after these.
Welcome back to the Big Dome. In the middle of the war, there is kindness. We have now the Meralco Bolts players and, of course, the personnel behind them in the center court about to turn over a check worth 1 million pesos to Caritas Manila, which is the Church of the Poor, the social arm of the Archdiocese of Manila. And because of the percentage that Meralco actually devotes to Caritas Manila in every single game that they play here in the PBA, they were able to raise this much. And this just goes to show that the PBA and Meralco, through the Bolts, do indeed have a big heart. You see there Mr. Segismundo, to our good commissioner, and we also have MVP on the floor, as well as Mac Cardona. We also have Solomon Mercado, probably the first time that you're seeing him beside Coach Ryan Reyes, Don in orange. Now, in the middle of the ceasefire post, of course, both teams right now are going back to the boards to see what kind of adjustments they need to make. And the only thing that I need you guys to focus on right at this moment is our Phoenix Fuel top 8 plays.
This is the Phoenix Fuel top 8 plays of the week. Let's start the countdown at number 8. The Man Mountain Alley Peak makes a crucial stop as he erases Jay Washington's shot, sending this ball to the stands.
Kabagnot, he doesn't get it back. Jay Wash, why is it blocked by Pink?
Wala na si Jay Washington, but he had to pump up his shot. And that gave an opportunity for Ali Peak to rise to the occasion and block it.
Moving in at number 7, here's Jay Wash, answering back with a sympathetic two-handed throwdown.
Time Kabagnot sent it to Danny I. Nice pass inside. Because it all started with Alex Kabagnot getting double teamed at the top. Danny Ildefonso, and obviously that's a very high percentage shot.
Here we go with number 6. On the break, here's the Ninja, Joseph Yo, beating the Spider-Man, Arwin Santos, with his two-handed stuff.
Here's Yo. The Ninja is on the move. Chased by Ranadale. Hand off. Arwin Santos. Yes, sir. Joseph Yo with an unselfish play. And Arwin Santos finishes it nicely. Yes, sir. Refuses to accept the fact that Talking Text is a good running team.
Making it to our top 5. Here's the machine gun, Kelly Williams, hanging in the air for this old-school scoop shot.
Kelly Williams attacks, and a scoop shot goes in.
They're taking advantage of the injured Washington, using his quickness. But right there, hit a crucial shot.
And at number 4, better check those ankles. Here's Kid Lightning Olatari with his Now You See Me, Now You Don't crossover move against Jason Castro.
Top lang down to 12. Artadi. Oh, so an opening. Artadi making a difference here. If you don't want to guard me, I will take it inside and I will score on my favorite finger rolls.
Here's something at number 3. Making a second appearance in our Phoenix Fuel Top Plays of the Week. Here's a Man Mountain once again with his buzzer-beating slamma-jamma.
2 seconds to go. Larry to Peak. Larry Peak! Hello! That's how you finish a quarter. That's also how you finish a three-point play.
Good eyes on the part of Larry right there, giving it to Ali. And there's the foul of Arwin Santos.
And at number 2, want to see more aerial acrobats? Here's Jared Dillinger tossing the ball to Kelly Williams for this eye-in-the-sky play.
Dillinger steps on the gas. Alley-oop! Hello! Hello, Bacolod! Hello, Victoria City! Kelly Williams is in business.
And their number 1 play of the week. Roll the red carpet. Here's the blur. Jason Castro breaking Alex Cabagnot's ankle with this in-your-face disgrace against Jay Washington.
And look at this finishing combination in the backcourt for Coach Chot Reyes and Castro doing it again. And look at this crossover. Ankle breaker by Jason Castro. Jay Washington tried to block it. That's why we call it the Maestro.
That's it for Phoenix Fuel Top 8 Plays of the Week.
No fast break points. There are 2 ways to get fast break points. Number 1, get defensive rebounds and force turnovers. San Miguel is taking multiple opportunities on the offensive rebounding end. Talk and Text should not run. Only towards the end, wherein Talk and Text run 4 times, they scored 4 points.
Salamat, Coach Ryan. We'll get back to you as the game goes along. Welcome to the second half. Laban ng San Miguel at Talk and Text. Talk and Text leads this best-of-7 series 2-1. But San Miguel back in business, knocking on the door. They can tie the series kung manalo po sila ngayong gabi.
First couple of minutes, Miko, of this third quarter, very critical because when you look at how that first half ended, Talk and Text won that last couple of minutes. They finally saw a glimmer of hope in this game in those last couple of minutes, and they can get back into this game by having a good run. Remember, in game number 3, the game was won in that huge run of San Miguel in the third quarter.
Jimmy Alapag for 3. Yes, sir! If there's one guy who can get this Talk and Text team going, it's Jimmy Alapag. San Miguel starts the third quarter with Daniel Defonso, Dondon Ontiveros, Arwin Santos, Jay Washington, and Paul Artadi. Now here's Artadi, who started the game for the second straight time. And a basket para kay Arwin Santos. Already with 14 big points. At patuloy pa rin lumalamang ang San Miguel dito, 44-34 in the early moments of the third. Harvey Carey. Wow, no. Talk and Text, their confidence in that shaded lane going down and down as we go.
Not a typical Dondon Ontiveros shot right there. That's probably the most open he's going to be in today's game. Hasn't been a typical game for Dondon. The matchup that Ryan and the problems that Ryan is giving him on that defensive end, nakikita natin.
Ryan Reyes. Ali P. Shot clock down to 10. 2 minutes, or close to 2 minutes having gone by. Dito sa third quarter, agaw ni Arwin. Arwin loses it. At tinamaan pa si bibig si Ryan Reyes in that exchange. Samantala, here's Alapag. Alapag fires a 3. Yes, sir! Back-to-back threes para kay Jimmy Alapag.
If you are Coach Chot Reyes, you're up on your seat. Exactly what he's doing because he's the guy that you want to get hot, Jimmy Alapag. If you're Coach Ato Agustin, you're very upset because Paul Artadi is there for defense and Jimmy Alapag scores.
Meantime, Jay Washington answers back. Meron na siyang 13 points. So Arwin Santos with 14, Jay Washington with 13. Meantime, Ali Peak, open shot, drop pass. He had an open shot and gave it up. Lamang pa rin na San Miguel, 46-37. And here's Daniel Defonso. Dondon Ontiveros for 3. Yes, sir!
Nakalibrate na. Nakalibrate na ni Dondon.
Nasukat ng mabuti after that air ball. And Dondon Ontiveros makes it a 12-point game, 49-37. Red and a sea yellow at a big dome. The Sea of Yellow wants the team in blue to get back in this ball game. They're down by 12. The Sea of Red They want to sustain what San Miguel is doing. Patricia, what do you have for us?
Assistant coach Josh Reyes says it's not about the X's and O's. It's about the other team, San Miguel, individually outplaying Talking Tex. And San Miguel is making superhuman plays, just like when Larry Fonacher went for a jumper and Olsen blocked him from behind. They are also winning the 50-50 balls. You know, what needs to change is Talking Tex's body language, and I think that's what Jimmy is trying to change too. Talking Tex was play with confidence. They are, after all, the team that's winning the series. But a big thing that needs to be addressed is how their centers have to play better. They've been out of position and they get beat off the boards. Miko?
Reaction to that, Jason, yung concern about the inside play of the big men of Talking Tex.
But obviously, what Talking Tex would like to see is Ali Peak being able to be a mountain or an island right there. They can play 4 small and have Ali Peak score for themselves. Ranidel de Ocampo, they'd like to see him score some points at the paint. When you look at the contribution of these two guys so far, talking about Ali Peak as well as Ranidel de Ocampo. Ranidel, yes, he had 8 points, but he had multiple attempts in the first half. Ali Peak, on the other hand, scoreless so far in the game.
Gino, ang balita sa San Miguel.
Coach Ato Agustin was very pleased with about 23 minutes of the first half. He was pretty disappointed with a 6-0 run Talking Tex had to close out the second quarter. In the second half, he reminded his team, specifically the guards, to help each other out when Talking Tex applies the full court press. He also said they will continue to attack Jason Castro and Jimmy Alapag in the post. Last thing Coach Ato said was that they have to be wary of Alapag because he is expected to be more aggressive from now on. Miko and Jason?
You know, it takes a great PBA scoring guard to know how dangerous Jimmy Alapag is. Ato Agustin, one of the best clutch performers in Philippine basketball, former MVP, and he realizes the value when a guard like Alapag can get things going for his struggling team.
And even, Miko, when you look at this Talking Tex squad, if you're going to look at a guy that will score in bunches and create for himself, that the one guy that can actually do that is Jimmy Alapag. Yung iba kailangan people have to create for them or they might not be able to score in bunches the way that Jimmy Alapag can.
Washington will miss. Here comes Ryan Reyes. Reyes, nice behind the back dribble, and there's Dondon Ontiveros. You must, when it's Dondon against Ryan, a basketball student must see how they defend each other.
And Dondon Ontiveros, yes, he's only got 3 points, and that was a three-pointer earlier. But defensively, doing an excellent job.
Because Talking Tex needs Ryan Reyes to give his stamp to this game. Yung maramdaman nila yung contribution ni Ryan Reyes, not just to be physically on the floor, but to actually have an impact on the effect of this game.
You want Ryan Reyes to be able to, defensively, like you said, make a mark out there. But remember, Ryan Reyes, he probably didn't expect he would be playing this many minutes in today's game, but Coach Chot really forced to play small because he really wants to see more ball movement from his boys.
Here's Reyes, open 3. Ryan Reyes for 3. Eight points para kay Reyes, and Talking Tex within single digits here, down by 9 points. Here's Artadi. Artadi, open shot, gave it up. Daniel Defonso with the ball. Pinasa kay Ontiveros. Shot clock down to 7. Ontiveros for 3. Straight but strong. Battle for the rebound. Nakuha ni Ryan Reyes. And Reyes will push. He is pushing. He is pushing. He stops. He almost throws the ball away. Reyes has it. Reyes gives it up. Harvey Carey fires, and basket no good. That's an offensive foul.
Miko, Dondon Ontiveros, he is playing the 2 guard, but the guy that he's guarding, Harvey Carey, all day long, he has been able to move his feet. He has been able to disrupt things. Earlier, that's what he did. Nagalaw niya yung bola, but look at him going right back at Harvey Carey.
Para nakapwesto ulit.
Papunta na kanina pa, fast break na eh.
That's the mark of an excellent defensive player. At halos nangangalahati na tayo dito sa third quarter. Nice turnaround para kay Jay Washington. And looks like San Miguel successfully keeping Talking Tex at bay as of the moment. De Ocampo for 3. Oh, Talking Tex needed that basket.
Talking Tex was 0 out of 8 in the first half in 3-point.
Miguel sets up in the half court. Here's Cabagnot. I don't think he scored a single point. Wala pa.
Oh, wala pa rin.
You know, if you're San Miguel, you're down by 6 points and Alex Cabagnot has not scored a single point, you're not doing too badly.
And finally, someone has it. It's with Arwin Santos.
And that's the matchup we were talking about. Kelly Williams against Arwin Santos. Let's see how Arwin does.
Drop pass intended for Dorian Peña. Here comes Alapag. But there's a foul in the backcourt committed by Alex Cabagnot.
And San Miguel is in a penalty. Boy, there's a lot of time left here in this quarter. And that aggressiveness of Talking Tex is paying off because they're getting a lot of free throws. They put San Miguel in the penalty very early in this quarter.
You know, when you talk about experience, you know, hindi masyadong na-associate yan sa Talking Tex because they have young players here. It's more associated with San Miguel with guys like Olsen and Dane. But Jimmy Alapag, he's been in this league for over 10 years.
That's right. Well, make that 8 years for Jimmy Alapag if I can check.
Check that, yes. Close to 10 years. He
That's
entered
right.
the league in 2003.
Yeah.
And meantime is Arwin with a stretch. Here comes Castro, 2-on-1 break. Jimmy to Jason, and Castro with this. He missed it. Here's Jimmy. Harvey Carey is fouled. And he is taken down.
Yeah. Oh, furious action that time. But you see the quickness factor of Talking Tex with those two guards. I mean, boy, they're really soaking in the minutes. Jason Castro and Jimmy Alapag playing together has been the key here for Coach Jod Reyes. They're setting the pace, creating opportunities. And we were talking about the experience factor. It's something that I dug up. Nico, San Miguel has 6 players with an experience level of 10 or more seasons, while Talking Tex only 1 in that category, and that's Ali Peak. And he's now in his 13th season.
Eight-point game para sa Talking Tex, 63-55. 5 minutes remaining dito sa third period. Ontiveros is in motion. Ontiveros fires away. $14 points para kay Dondon Ontiveros. And it's down to a 6-point deficit. Here's Williams. Kelly Williams, 17-footer is good.
Oh, yes. Boy, he needed that. Look at him nod his head. A boost to his confidence. Here's the full court press once more. Parang kiti-kiti yung dalawang point guard na Talking Tex on the floor. They're pesky defenders. They're like the cats and jammer kids.
10 to shoot para San Miguel. Washington has the ball against Ali Peak. 6 to shoot. Washington with a speed advantage. And Washington will miss. Rebound, Kelly Williams.
Look at Arwin Santos playing defense against Jimmy Alapag just to be able to disrupt the flow. But he got away.
Castro, shake and bake. Castro sidestep! Almost, but not quite. And that will be number 3, laban kay Dondon Ontiveros. Ito penalty situation of San Miguel is really going to affect the pace of this third quarter.
That's right. And you took a look at the free throws there. 25 free throw attempts. Make that 26 for Talking Tex, as against only 15 for San Miguel. At lumalaki na ang disparity, no? There's 4 minutes to go, so you can expect Talking Tex to go to the line even more. As San Miguel is in the penalty, at wala pa sa penalty at Talking Tex.
Look at that pressure defense. Pressure defense in the backcourt by the Tropang Texters.
creating the turnover. And Ryan Reyes made that play possible right there. I would say that Ryan Reyes is probably the league's #1 defensive guard.
Not many would disagree. Now here's Carey. Baksak doon si Carey, and this penalty situation of San Miguel does not go well with Talking Tech's dribble drive penetration game.
And why do you think they're doing that? The focus is so clear. They're not taking jump shots. They're moving closer and closer to the basket. The realization that San Miguel is in the penalty and they're collecting those free throws, it's like money in the bank. Except for that free throw. That's not money in the bank.
Sabi ni Harvey Gary, what are you talking about? Meron pa ko dito.
Withdrawal yun, hindi deposit.
He gets a split. And it's back to a 10-point lead para sa Talking Tex. 67-57, 3:46 remaining in the third quarter. At papasok po tayo sa isang 30-second timeout. Brought to you by Handy Fix. Ang first aid ng bahay mo, buds all and seals all.
Now I think here's the big challenge for San Miguel. Remember in games 3 and 4, they were able to build up early leads. And they were able to hold on to those leads to win. I mean, in game 3, that was no problem because they won by over 20 points. But in game number 4, that 17-point cushion, I think it might have been in the second quarter, that really pushed them. And then their veterans held on strong down the stretch. But here in this game, talagang mapapalaban ng San Miguel because they're down right now.
Here's our Phoenix game moment. It happened in the second quarter. Ali Peak, Dorian Peña telling Ali Peak, I'm sorry, I'm conservative. Meantime, here's Dorian. Oh, that shot was erased by Kelly Williams. Short race, openly challenging Kelly and Ali to step up big time tonight. Dorian against Harvey Carey. Peña handoff, Washington. Washington nowhere to go. Ontiveros for 3. It rattles out. Ali Peak with a rebound. Approaching the last 3 minutes of the third. Here's Kelly. Kelly Williams goes inside, side step, throws it up, no go, and it will be last touch on Ali Peak.
Here's Coach Shot Reyes. Looking very sporty tonight. Watch the turnovers right here. San Miguel already with 13 and Talking Tex with 7.
And now back-to-back misses from Rainbow Country para sa San Miguel. Here's Ryan Reyes. He's pushing. And Ali Peak goes in. Ali Peak is blocked, but there is a foul under the basket.
More free throws coming up here for Talking Tex. The game is really slowed down now. But San Miguel, on the other hand, they've lost their ability to be aggressive, their ability to penetrate and go strong to the hole, taking a lot of outside shots. Wala si Arwin Santos. He's the guy who's been able to consistently score within the shaded area. But now that he's sitting down, San Miguel going to the outside shots almost exclusively. And those shots aren't falling in. There's Arwin Santos.
2 out of 2 para kay Ali Peak at 12 na ang abante ng Talking Tex, 69-57. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. It's Olsen Rosella, Sunday Salvacion, Alex Cabagdon, Jay Washington, and Dorian Peña for the San Miguel Beermen. Shot clock down to 10. Cabagdon has the ball. Cabagdon on the move with a tough shot. Here's Washington, put back, wala pa rin!
I think it might be called for the foul over the back, or maybe a Talking Tex foul.
It's actually last touch on Talking Tex, so the ball will stay with San Miguel. Meron silang bagong shot clock. Holding foul here against Ryan Reyes. Ang apat na yan, laban kay Ryan Reyes. And this will force Chot Reyes to bring out Ryan Reyes in favor of Jason Castro.
Not too much rest here for the Maestro. As Coach Chot Reyes feeling more and more comfortable with that backboard combination.
Albason. He still has the ball. Washington. Back to Sunday.
Here's another turnover against San Miguel, piling up those errors. You also see here a combination in the front line for Coach Chot Reyes that we don't see very often. It's Kelly Williams, Ali Peak, and Harvey Carey playing together. Usually, Chot Reyes likes to use Kelly Williams at center and Carey at the number 4 position, but now he's got 4 rugged rebounders on the floor at the same time.
Osanacela with a rebound. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. San Miguel down by 12. Cabangdon floater short. Cabangdon has had a rough scoring night. He's been issuing passes, but scoring-wise, he's been having trouble. But then that time it rattles in para kay Cabangdon. His first 2 points on the ball game.
And I think he might have used his right hand in putting that shot in. So he's had to change his shots here because of the way the defense nakakma sa kanya, no?
10 puntos pa rin ang abante ng Talking Tex. Lipan si Jimmy Alapag. He picks himself up. Here's Williams. Shot clock down to 7. Marcela. The foul here given up by Kelly Williams as he was battling for position against Jay Washington.
Wala pa sa penalty ang Talking Tex.
Rano del Campo checks in para kay Kelly Williams. You know, Jimmy Alapag will sit down for Jared Dillinger.
Well, Nico, the man who's lost his minutes here for Talking Tex is Jared Dillinger. And that's because Coach Chot Reyes has played Ryan Reyes, Jason Castro, and Jimmy Alapag together. The reason being that Ryan Reyes is there for defensive purposes against Arvin Santos.
And after several misses from Rainbow Country, Jay Washington connects with a 3 to cut the deficit down to 7 points. Time winding down dito sa third quarter. Bola na kay Castro. Shot clock down to 7. Rano del Campo to Castro. Castro for 3. Yes,
yes,
sir!
The Maestro just getting it right back after the 3-pointer from Jay Wash.
Cabangdon. Another tough shot. And there's a tip-in. 5 straight points para kay Washington.
Ang ginagawa dito ni Coach Reyes, yung ginagawa ni Ato Agustin, he's got a big man on the point guard, Jared Dillinger, against Alex Cabangdon, just like Arvin Santos against Jimmy Alapag earlier.
The game clock down to 7.7. That will be the 4th personal laban kay Washington, who so far has a double-double. 16 points, 10 rebounds.
2 rebounds for Jason Castro. Rich Alvarez for bodybuilder.
There's that sea of yellow. Rich Alvarez will see some moments here with 7.7 seconds remaining in the third.
And for Jason Castro, he's a player with championship experience with PCU, won an NCAA title back in 2004, a couple of PBL title squads with Harvest Center.
At the close of the third, Talking Tex sustaining what they started back in the second period. Lamang sila ng 10 puntos, 74-64. One more quarter coming up. Magandang gabi po. Welcome to the 4th and final quarter of game number 5. And Coach Tim would like to bring you in. And the aggressiveness of Talking Tex really paid off in that third quarter.
Well, I thought they did a wonderful job of attacking the rim when San Miguel got penalty.
I think San Miguel took the idea of no layup rule too much early in that quarter, gave up some unnecessary fouls, put Talkatex in penalty, and gave them an opportunity to really get to the basket, get to the free throw line. That was really the key. But I think San Miguel, I think they need to put the ball in Alex Capodunc's hands and ride his shoulders to the end of this basketball game if they want a chance to win.
Coach Tim, what about the combination of Jason Castro and Jimmy Lapad taking over, and then Ryan Reyes playing the 3 spot against Arwin Santos in that defensive matchup?
Well, Ryan's such a versatile defender. He can guard anybody. So he's doing a job on Arwin. They took Arwin out. And then Jimmy, and that quickness that Jimmy and Jason bring to the backcourt, they're really, really hard to stop their penetration. And they're doing their thing right now. And I don't know what they're going to do about it. They got to back off maybe and make them take some jump shots.
Well, maraming salamat, Coach Tim. We'll bring back Coach Tim as we go along dito sa ating live coverage of game number 5. This series is tied at 2 games apiece. And Talking Tex has just done a magnificent job of really owning the tempo magmula ng second quarter.
I think they're covering all bases. The fact that they've been able to get a lot of things going for them with their backcourt has done wonders for them. And again, talking about their backcourt, look at this.
Oh, look at that fast break connection by the Tropang Texers. I mean, that was textbook fast break execution with guys moving that ball and sharing that ball. And right now, Talking Tex, lamang na, 78-64. It's a Handy Fix 30-second timeout brought to you by Handy Fix, ang first aid ng bahay mo. Bonds all, it seals all.
This is the challenge that faces San Miguel, and we said this earlier. San Miguel actually had a 13-point lead early on, but that has vanished. I mean, a big major turnaround in the second period when Talking Tex scored 38 points, and now continuing this juggernaut with a transition attack. Yung up-tempo level ng Talking Tex, no, has not waned. That attack, the intensity of the attack has not diminished, and they're very ferocious, they're very aggressive. I think Talking Tex realizing the sense of urgency in this game more than San Miguel. I think if Talking Tex realized that if they would lose this game, that game 6 would probably be a San Miguel game.
Also, Talking Tex with that reputation na mahirap kainin ang lamang ng Talking Tex.
Yes.
Because this team is very comfortable playing ahead because of their run and gun game.
And for San Miguel, I think it's a matter of just going back to what brought them to a 2-2 equalizer in this series, defense. And somehow we don't see the transition defense, we don't see the snappiness in the way they go after those loose balls. And that situation, again, another possession for Talking Tex.
We are in the early moments of the payoff period. Alapag has the ball. Alapag looks out. Corner shot. Ranadel almost. Here's Antiveros. Had some big shots in the second period. Daniel Defonso, the hero of game number 4, posting up Dillinger. And he misses. Harvey Carey with a rebound. Just one shot at a time para sa San Miguel. Here comes Alapag to Ranadel de Ocampo, and boy, Alapag really, has masterfully quarterbacked for Talking Tex in this game.
You know, the thing is, Alapag was non-existent in the first quarter. That was when San Miguel had a major run and they limited Talking Tex to 14 points. But what about that no-looker? That no-looker would not have been possible if the pace was not on the side of Talking Tex, and Jimmy Alapag right now is setting the pace. Actually, he's been setting the pace in the second quarter.
Remember, you pointed out in the third quarter, pinagsabay, second and third, Jason Castro and Jimmy Alapag. Mandando, the pace will really quicken. Bibilis ang takbo ng laro, which obviously favors the Tropang Texers.
I think that was Coach Chot Reyes' gambit right from the start. And he felt that to be able to get Talking Tex going, he needed that quickness back in full swing. And what better combination to generate that quickness than the electrifying combination of Castro and Jimmy Alapag. It's the maestro and the mighty mouse.
That's a forced shot. But somehow it trickles in para kay Washington. And Jay Washington now at 18 points.
And you know, if you're talking Tex, you'll give up those shots because those shots are tough shots for San Miguel. They're one-on-one shots. There's no movement. You don't see passing. And Don Tiveros with a slip there gave up possession on a skid. Watch
Again,
it right here.
Another pass break try para sa Talking Tex. A miss though by Dillinger.
Oh, might have just slipped there.
Don seems okay. He looks okay. 8:53 remaining. Dito sa game number 5. Winner of this game will surge ahead 3-2 and a nice pass. Jimmy Alapag is just pushing all the right buttons for this team.
It's all vision for Jimmy Alapag. He's taking control. He's taking charge right now. He's unbeatable on the floor. He's finding his teammates for open, unmolested shots.
It's a strong move para kay Arwin Santos, forcing Kelly Williams to give up a foul. Pang-apat na yan, laban kay Williams. And this will send Arwin Santos to the free throw line.
You know, only one man has scored for Talking Tex in this period. That's Ranidel Del Campos. He has now erupted for 7 points.
Chicky, what do you have for us?
Miko, you know, Coach Ato didn't like the story of the third quarter. 20 attempts from the line for Talking Tex, 4 attempts only for San Miguel, and they even missed 3 of those. Here in the fourth quarter, Coach Ato wants the Beermen to attack the basket as aggressively as Talking Tex. But before that, they have to get the basketball, so he told his players to exert extra effort in containing their penetration. Focus will be on their individual defensive assignments. Miko?
You know, their individual defense, yung man-to-man defense of San Miguel was so on target in game number 4 that so far that has been questionable in tonight's game. Cross-court pass, Ranidel Del Campo, shot clock down to 2. Ranidel fires away. Bola nakuha ni Arwin Santos. 8 minutes remaining in the ball game. Good fronting defense there by Ali Peak.
No position there for San Miguel. And look at this. Oh, what an attempt by Ranidel Del Campo of a beautiful pass. Perfect outlet. And Talking Tex is slowly tearing this game apart.
Miss by Kabaktot. Here comes Jimmy again. Alapag. Remember, Tim Cohn mentioned that, you know, we're just days away from the Super Bowl. Jimmy Alapag is playing like a Super Bowl quarterback. And he's finding all his wide receivers for touchdowns tonight. 7:27 remaining. Talking Tex in control. That basket won't count. That three-pointer by Alapag will not count. And there's an offensive foul against Harvey Carey as we send you to Dominic Uy.
Miko, to sum it up for Talking Tex in today's ballgame, I talked to Jimmy Alapag. He said, you know what, how's your shoulder? And he goes, it's the finals, dog. I'm not thinking about it, and I'm not worrying about it. I talked to Ryan Reyes, asked him how he's feeling. He said, should give me a thumbs up sign. It's the finals, no excuses, and just walks away. And Kelly Williams, after that frustrating first quarter, he said, you know what, coach, it's all me, no one else. I got this. Sums it up for Talking Tex in today's ballgame.
Yeah, Dominic, certainly Talking Tex playing with that urgency, playing with a lot of confidence, and there's a lot of aggressiveness and confidence in that move by Jared Dillinger.
That's right, they're going strong to the hole, and they're not giving San Miguel opportunities to get back in the game. They're quicker to the ball. It's very clear. Hindi na sustain ng San Miguel yung kanilang defensive intensity na pinakita nila nung first quarter. I mean, in a quarter where San Miguel held Talking Tex at just 14 points, but since then, Talking Tex has just had its way.
Yeah, I remember one of those early timeouts of Chotres, and his player said, ito yung nagkakagulo-gulo sila in the opening quarter. But his player said, don't worry, coach, we got this. Kumbaga, medyo nataranta na kami simula, but pag nag-settle down na kami, we'll be fine. And they were so fine in that second quarter.
And you know, they're getting multiple possessions. Like in this situation, they had an offensive rebound. Now, Jimmy Alapag is sitting down and he needs to rest. But with Jimmy Alapag sitting down, Coach Chotres still wants to keep the pressure up, and that's why Jason Castro is in the game.
What a tip and a stretch by Arwin Santos. 18 points para kay Arwin.
And Coach Chotres quickly tapping Ryan Reyes to check in. He wants Reyes and Arwin Santos.
There's a foul laban kay Arwin Santos, his third. Ito, lapit na naman na tumapak ng penalty ang San Miguel with 14 fouls as they approach the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. Larry Fonacier started this game para sa Talking Text. Back pass, Fonacier for three. Yes, sir!
What a pass coming from Ryan Reyes. Over the shoulder, finding Larry Fonacier for the three-pointer.
Oh, nice ball fake, but a miss. It's been that kind of night para kay Kabagdon. Ito na si Castro. Talking Text on the run. Fonacier for three. Yes, sir! The baby-faced assassin went back-to-back three-pointers. And I know we still have over 5 minutes remaining, but Querido, that might just be the knockout blow.
Well, that's a 20-point lead now enjoyed by Talking Text. Everything is flowing for them. They're passing the ball beautifully. They're finding open shots, and they're making the shots.
Back-to-back threes by Fonacier, and it's a booming 20-point lead for Talk and Text. In the ebb and flow of the series, as Fonacier fires again. Oh, third straight three-pointer for Larry Fonacier.
With that much time remaining, I think this game is safely over. Here's a block shot by Talking Text. They've got possession again. And what did we say? For San Miguel to beat Talking Text, they've got to hold Talking Text to less than 90 points, to less than 40% shooting right now. Talking Text with 4:45 to go already has 93 points. And they're shooting way over 40%.
The people have to remember, Talking Text only had 14 points in the first quarter.
That's right. I thought it was a great start by San Miguel, but the sustainability factor, I think that was a big question for San Miguel. I think they overextended their players in game number 4. Remember, in that contest, Washington and Arwin Santos played 40 minutes apiece. And plus, you know, when you're talking of law of averages and probabilities, difficult to beat Talking Text 3 in a row.
And the Talking Text went all out, even at the expense of our visitors at courtside. That's our Phoenix game moment. Miss Sam Pinto, part of our big Wednesday crowd here, close to 15,000 fans in attendance tonight as RV Carey fires away.
19-6 run here for Talking Text in the fourth period.
And a swipe. Castro, he steps on the gas, chased by Arwin Santos. Jared Dillinger is hammered, and he will take two.
You know, I think San Miguel, though, has the right idea. Even if they're down by 23, you don't want to make this lead 30 or 40 points. So you have to challenge all those shots. You've got to create some kind of momentum moving in or thinking about Game 6. You've got to put up a tough defensive stance, just like what Arwin Santos did right there to stop the layup from Jared Dillinger.
Ating mga kapatid sa PBA Radio, of course, Magu Marjon and Alan Gregorio taking care of business para sa ating radio coverage.
And I was just talking with Alan Gregorio earlier, and he was telling me about the Air 21 team, the team that he manages. And he says they're on the lookout for a pure shooter. They've got Patrick Abahog in mind, maybe a Leo Avenido. who was named the best ASEAN import in the ABL. And of course, their import is due to arrive on Friday. That's Jawan Smith of the University of Tennessee. By the way, we also have word that the big 240-pound import of Ginebra San Miguel, that's Nate Grumfield, has passed the measurement test of the PBA. He checked in at 6'3" and 760 something like that.
Pumasa sa height limit.
Yes.
Sa weight limit.
Walang weight limit.
Nung si Tubit, sabi ni Tubit, binangga siya, sabi ni Tubit, humiwala yung kaluluwa niya. Ganun kalapad eh.
Actually, the scouting reports say that Grumfield will play for Ginebra, weighs 260 pounds. Quickly, Coach Joseph Pacheco texted me and he said, hindi, 240 lang.
But what an awesome showing here by Talking Texas. Dillinger misses. Where's Larry Fonacer with that killer 9-point cluster? Really to put San Miguel to sleep in this game, but I mean, you have to consider the overall quarterbacking of Jimmy Alapag, the aggressiveness of guys like Jason Castro as well as Harvey Carey in this game.
I also think the fact that Talking Tex dominated the boards and got multiple possessions, big factor. I mean, for a team like Talking Tex that has a lot of offensive weapons, you want to limit their possessions. If they are able to get or generate and create multiple possessions, watch out. Even if their percentages will be low, because of the volume of attempts that they're making, sooner or later, those points are going to rack up. And sure enough, they're close to 100 points right now, and they will hit the century mark, without a doubt, in this game.
They also got a lot of those points going back to the line over and over and over because of San Miguel's penalty situation.
Yes. I thought that's the mark of aggressiveness. The reason why Talking Tech was able to get to the free throw line so many times was because they played ferocious. And here, another turnover. Oh, transition, 2 points on a slammer. The Daredevil.
You and I know, as Venetian courts, the Talking Tex, they sent a message tonight. You know, you drop 2 straight games, and you know, and San Miguel exhibits the experience of guys like Olsen and Danny I. And tonight, Talking Tex deciding, you know what, we'll unleash our running game all over again.
That's right. I think Talking Tex delivered the message that they may be down 1 quarter, but they can come back. And for San Miguel, the big lesson is, you don't win a game in 1 quarter. Even if you had a strong start, and they did have a terrific start in the first quarter, this game is won at the end of 4 quarters, not at the end of 1 quarter.
Peña and Dillinger were going at it under the basket. I think the foul is against Mick Penisi.
This lead is bloated now to 27 points. Well, you remember back in game number 3, in the absence of Ryan Reyes, San Miguel beat Talking Tex by 21 points.
There's Joseph Yo with the remaining moments of game number 5. Yo connects with a 3-pointer. Yo had some playing time in the first half. But you know, that Talking Tex avalanche started when Castro and Alapag were on the floor at the same time.
That's right. I thought triggering that run was Jimmy Alapag. Remember, he had 12 points all in the second period. He was silenced in the first quarter, but Alapag was just unstoppable. And all the way through, with his quickness and his ability to get the ball in the open floor and passing to his teammates. Again, you go back to the sense of urgency. I thought, in the end, you'll have to say that Talking Tex wanted this so much more than San Miguel. And if they had lost this one, that means they would have lost 3 straight to San Miguel. The momentum really would have been so high for San Miguel to clinch it in a game number 6. So for Talking Tex, I thought this was a must-win, do-or-die situation for them. And they responded. They responded in a big way.
Maybe they didn't respond so well in the opening quarter. Napansin natin kanito, they seem to be a little tight. seemed to have been feeling the pressure in that opening quarter, but then when they shook it off and went to work in the second period, they never looked back.
That's right.
This sets up, of course, game number 6 on Friday. Talking Tex now knocking on the door. They can win the championship with a victory on Friday. San Miguel, on the other hand, needs to win on Friday to send this series to a game 7.
There's Nick Penisi with his first points in the entire finals.
Hasn't played a lot of minutes in the postseason para sa San Miguel.
Oh, check that. He did score 2 points in game number 1. Oh, but it looks like Talking Tex is running out the clock, so they will not hit the century mark. I said it was a sure thing that they would hit 100 points. I take it back. Talking Tex is not going to go for 100 points. They'll be happy with a 22-point victory.
With so much pressure on the Tropang Texters after squandering a 2-0 series lead, Mr. MVP and the rest of the organization ecstatic over this huge win. Laban sa San Miguel 99-77, and the Tropang Texters regain